What's up, y'all? We're here at the 2J Podcast. Got a couple people here with me. This is Ogre on the mic. I got my co-host here, Cruzy. I got Momo and Jim. We're here to talk about a little bit about the Bills. Just kind of like shoot the shit today. So let's start this off. We did do an episode earlier, but unfortunately I fucked up and
it tanked.
It tanked because there was no sound. So all you see us is doing like, nothing. So we're gonna run this. This is take 2, and we're gonna try it out and see how it goes. And we're all gonna react like it's our first time, like woo, woo. But
should we, before we get into a podcast, maybe test it?
I already did.
Oh, we good to go.
Yeah, I actually just did that. That's why you said Lulu coming to the stage.
You weren't supposed to say that because it was gonna be on video. For Pete's sake. Anyway, let's go.
Alright, so we're just here just shooting this shit today. We did have a conversation earlier. We started off with Jim about his build and his Mark IV that has been neglected. And
oh, lovely, yeah. I mean, bring it up like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we brought some other things up too. But yeah.
We won't talk about my 7M troubles.
So, Jim, how many cars do you have?
I have 8.
Why are you yelling, bro?
Why are you mad?
Are you mad that you have
8?
Because you have an adopted son? That's
No.
clit?
Not yet.
That screen?
Okay.
So tell us about your Mark IV.
My beloved. Oh, yes. I
Unwanted
remember it like
child.
yesterday. In 2015,
It was white.
I was driving through a neighborhood and I spotted a wing from a cul-de-sac. But it was no ordinary wing, my friend. It was a blitz wing.
Oh.
Big, square, ugly wing,
Not
actually.
even a TRD.
No. I went over there and I'm like, what's it attached to? And it was a Mark IV Supra Turbo.
Oh.
And it had been sitting there for many years, collecting dust, flat tires, all sorts of nasty stuff.
How it is right now.
Not quite.
It's green now.
Well, anyway,
Was it green to start with?
no. It was white, and then someone painted it pearl white, and then it got neglected for a long, long time. Well, anyway, I bought it.
Kind of like Mo.
I bought Mo too, yeah. I stripped everything down just like Mo.
Yep.
Down to nothing. And
Mo like
repainted the whole car. Redid everything with all OEM parts, thanks to Mo, actually. Because I bought everything from him. And now I'm like 90% done with the car, but now it's just all those little, nickel and dime things when you try to put an engine bay together.
Yeah, well, trust. I fully understand that problem. Right now, that electrical problem that we're having with mine is a pain in the ass. So how long until we actually see it in Vegas?
I'd love to answer that, but I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
It's just one of those, if I wake up, I'll do it. If I don't wake up, with a...
If I don't wait.
With a paycheck?
With a paycheck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably sell, like, one of the cars that I have. I have plans to sell my 98 4Runner 4x4, and I think that should bring between 10 and 15,000, and that should be enough to hopefully finish the build, but, I need a fuel system, need an intercooler, I need ECU, a lot of little odds and ends, powder coating, things like that, but, yeah.
So tell us about your other 7 cars.
Well, I got the Mark III, which you guys probably...
The 89. We love that car.
White
package.
package turbo, manual
Beautiful.
swap, yeah. Original owner I bought it from. He had it in his garage for 11 years. I rebuilt the motor, swapped an R154 into it with a Marlin crawler build, and I just kind of did everything else. Like I can go into real detail if you want, but ultimately it's like a...
So it's up to you. We're just here shooting the shit, trying to learn about each other's builds and have a good time.
Yeah, it's like an OEM plus type of build where I used, like factory parts wherever I could. So like Mark IV wheels painted white to kind of replicate the white package look. But at the same time, I put Mercedes brakes in it and, upgraded the turbo, CT2657 trim from Drift Motion.
So I did the same Mercedes-Benz brakes.
Yeah.
Thing. But I got lucky.
Yeah.
The first set I found in the junkyard and everything, like, they fit. I had to do a little grinding to fit because I have a Mercedes-Benz R350 rotor, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I know some use like a 350Z rotor.
Yeah, I don't know about those too much. I do know about the R series rotor, or the R class rotor. That's what I run
Yeah, that's same as me.
because it has the larger hole, like lug bolt holes that fit over
yeah,
the
and then
5
you
by
yeah
1.4, 114.3 bolt pattern. Because the Mercedes use a 5.5 by 112 bolt pattern, and since the larger diameter of the studs, you can actually fit it over a 5 by 114.3 and
So I
just run a
did
center.
find that so like on Instagram, Miguel Acosta, the he sent me the link to the Mercedes Benz upgrade.
Okay.
Um, but I did find that some of the years of the Mercedes Benz Brembo brake caliper actually don't fit like with the R series.
Well, you have to specifically go for the W221 front caliper off of like an S500, and it's like 04 to 06, I believe, only. Because the early of that I'm sorry, that's the 220 chassis. The 220, the early 220 cars uses a different caliper.
Yeah, because I mean, like I got like two sets of Mercedes Benz front brake calipers, but when I lined it up, the bolts were off by like literally like probably about a half an inch, like um
Hmm.
because obviously I have my other Mark III or whatever. And we were going to do the same thing, and I have a brand new set of R350 uh, rotors up there, but the calipers that I got, they didn't fit. The bolts just didn't line up just by that much, and it actually hit the rotor.
Interesting.
So it was kind of a pain. So I was trying to figure out exactly what year is the best to get it.
I think 04 to 06. I think I purchased everything for mine off of like an 04. The R350, of course, was a different year. I can't tell you exactly what year, but there was two versions of the R350 rotor as well, and you have to go with, I believe, the larger of the two. I want to say it's a 330 millimeter rotor.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that car.
So did you just upgrade the fronts or the rears as well?
Well, I'm working on the rear still. I did get the Poor Man Mods rear caliper brackets. I've also purchased one of the two Lexus LS430 calipers that you need, and some lines and stuff. I just need one more caliper and a set of twin turbo Supra rotors off of Mark IV, and that will be all I need to finish the rear. I've also got new like rear wheel bearings and some other things that I'd got to install, but other than that, the car is basically all done. I mean, it's all the suspension's all done. It's got sway bars. It's got lowering springs. It's got Tokiko Alumina 2s that still have the TEMS compatibility, and all polyurethane energy suspension, bushings in the suspension, sway bar bushings, end links, and even engine and transmission mount.
I'm looking right now. I have the little trying to find it, but I have the year of the R350. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I thought I had it on my Instagram. Um,
I could get you the part number for the actual rotor from Mercedes Benz. I mean, I know I can give you that because that's what I use.
well,
It's a
no, I had a
factory Mercedes
post on
motor.
I had a post on here that Miguel sent me that had the year and everything of
How to make the big
how to
kit?
make the big brake kit.
Yeah,
So
totally worth it, by the way.
so I was
And
looking for it.
definitely you need the firewall, like the master cylinder brace that bolts to the strut tower that keeps the firewall from flexing. Because I don't know if you guys have ever seen, but there's so much flex in a firewall on a Mark III when you don't have that brace. I'd love to show you. You just sit in the car, have somebody pump the brake, and watch the firewall just move like a whole inch.
I've never even noticed that.
Oh, it's so
yeah,
bad.
I haven't even noticed that.
It's terrible. Yeah, you get a.
Is it on the OEM?
Yeah, the whole just an OEM regular Mark III. Go and do that. Just have someone press the brake. The whole firewall will move forward like a whole inch. So you get
Damn, that's
this
crazy.
this nice master cylinder brace that actually bolts to the strut tower and has a little stopper that butts up against the end of the master cylinder and it prevents the flex. So it's better pedal feel because it's not flexing. And then also between that and stainless lines and new big brakes, you pretty much have a completely different
So
braking
did you
setup.
Are you braided lines down on
Yeah.
your? Yeah, I did. Drift motion or?
I think I have like Stop Tech brand ones.
Yeah, I got the drift motion. I got them on both my cars. So, I mean, I feel so bad that my blue's up there just chilling, collecting doves. Probably like 100 cats probably sleeping in the motherfucker.
Probably.
Mm.
Especially at John's house. Like his mom has a lot of cats and shit. And
You can't bring it and push it towards the fence back here?
and here,
Yeah.
I have a 16-foot car trailer that, like, literally, if even if I took it off of the car trailer, once I pull it out, I don't know where the hell I'm gonna put the car trailer. I called Julie, them from P4, that Toyota girl, um, and offered it to them, like, hey, like, if you could store it, like, you could use it, because I mean, I seen them go and help people out, a person out on the side of the road. I think it was Charles or whatever, on the side of the road. And I'm like, well, shit, if you had a car trailer, it'd be cool. Or I even offered to sell it to him. Um, but because of where I live, I have nowhere to fucking put it. Like, and it's a nice trailer. I bought it brand new.
Might as well just leave it where it is. Just
Yeah, John told me, he's like, it's not a problem. It's cool, just where it's at. The only problem is I really wanted to go check up on there because, like, I have my cheap eBay racing seats that I had in the car, but I also bought a really nice set that are with the car that I really didn't want to get fucked up. And I mean, they're not adjustable. They have a little seat pad in them. I can't remember what the fuck brand name it is because it's been so long since I've been up there.
Yeah.
Not only that, my 3-piece wing is up there that matches my car like yours.
Yeah.
And
$500 wing.
and not only that, like like I said before, I have suspension parts up there on it. I have the battle version.
all the suspension
All
arms.
the suspension arms and stuff for the rear and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's stuff you definitely want to keep.
Yeah. So the problem is like I used to, at my mom's house had a big backyard and I could have put it there, but we won't talk about that right yet
Right on.
because we'll just put it this way: I'm not really talking to my mom anymore. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm not like. You can only take so much shit from people and them talking shit behind your back.
True.
So,
True.
um, but I do plan on. Oh yeah, I forgot. I don't got my fucking hat on. Where's my hat?
Gone.
Can you grab my hat for me?
Gone.
It was,
Whiskey
it
assistant.
was over there.
It's on the table, I think.
Yeah.
But no. So, tell us something about your forerunners.
Well, I have 5. I guess I'll just go by year. So my oldest is an '87 factory turbo truck. So it came
Nice.
with a digital cluster, power windows, sunroof, power locks. It's like the luxury version of the first generation 4Runner. The type that has the removable top.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
The only thing that was kind of crappy about those is that they only came in automatic. So I had to swap that out. I put a W56 in it from a non-turbo a pickup truck, but the turbo pickups would normally come with an R series and R151 transmission, which is like the V6 transmission, but modified to fit the 4-cylinder. And it has a granny gear, which people really it's pretty sought after. But unfortunately at the time I just wanted to swap it, and what came to my what showed up happened to be a manual that was from a non-turbo. So I bought a whole truck. I actually built that truck into a trailer, an off-road trailer. It matches the first gen, but yeah, I used the manual transmission to swap it, and so it's got a CT26 turbo out of a Supra, Mark III Supra in it. Pushes about 7 pounds of boost.
Okay.
I love that truck. I've had it since 2012. I bought it for $900 out of a junkyard parking lot, and now I wouldn't. You couldn't even. I wouldn't let it go for.
What's the
20
one I
times
see
that.
you take in the mud all the time?
That's my '99. That's the one I've had the longest. I bought that in 2008 when I turned 17. It was a 4-cylinder, automatic 2-wheel drive base model, but I've converted it in 2011. I converted it to 4-wheel drive and manual using an R series transmission out of a V6 truck, which required a different bell housing and a shortened input shaft, and a custom drive shaft and a custom crossmember relocation. But that thing's also supercharged, locked. Still 4-cylinder, but the supercharger helps it out, and So that's like my baby. I'm never gonna get rid of it. It's got the, it was originally a base model, so it didn't have the scoop hood, but I put the sport hood on it. I put the sport flares on it. I put the color matched mirrors and door handles and grill, and I just wanted it to look kind of like the '99 Highlander edition. They called it. It was like the early sport edition. It's like the first ever sport edition 4Runner. So that's what it looks like. But beyond that, I have a '90 2-door, which is rare because normally those are 4-door trucks.
Yeah.
So I have that one, which is also manual swapped to an R150. And then I've got 98, which is factory manual, but it's lifted, bumpers, 4-wheel drive, all that. And then last is a 2011 4Runner that I just acquired from, it was my father's when he passed away. And it's a 2-wheel drive, but not for long. And I've already picked up some TRD suspension for it. And I just talked to the guys over at Energy Suspension, and they're going to take it in to do some R&D. They're going to create a full master set
Okay.
using that truck. So I'm going to end up with sway bar bushings, control arm bushings, bump stops for the front and the rear, body mounts, and yeah, it's going to be awesome.
It's nice, man.
Nice.
I can't wait to see it done.
And then last but not least, my putt, the '89 pickup.
Oh yeah.
Two-wheel drive,
yeah.
little pickup, lowrider truck.
Yeah.
4Runner front end, 4Runner interior, manual 5-speed, 22 RE.
That's the one you drove over here the other day.
The
right?
last time, yeah.
Yeah, the white one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what? Okay, so do you have a white 4Runner?
No.
What are the colors?
I have 2 green ones, 2 red ones, a black one, and that's it.
See, I was thinking, man, if we had like a white one or something, that we could like with my car trailer kind of recreate the Hot Wheel. You
That'd
know?
be cool, yeah.
We got your white package that actually runs unlike my white package,
And it's an 89.
and it's 89. And then if you had a 4Runner, like I said, I have a 16-foot car trailer. We could build this little box, little thing, real quick.
Well, here's the glory of it, is that I have an Imperial Jade 99 4Runner and an Imperial Jade 94 Supra. You know, the 94 that I have, my Mark IV, is originally white, but I painted Imperial Jade mica as the exact same 4Runner as the 4Runner.
Nice.
So if I had that trailer, yeah, those two would match.
Hey, question. Have you taken it to Vegas? That as
The
painted?
Supra?
Yeah.
No.
The Mark IV on green?
No, it hasn't been to Vegas.
Oh, okay.
It's been down for how long you said? 8 years?
8 years.
Oh,
8 years.
Hey, if you got room for the trailer, man.
I wish I did, but I don't. I already.
I know you got too many cars.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
You always put one of the 4Runners on the trailer
Yeah, I
and
know.
then park it in the driveway.
No,
He's
the
like,
city.
no. I'm
The
good.
city will get mad at you. Where I live, it's no HOA, but the city's pretty.
Picky.
As far as trailers are concerned, yeah. I had to hide my off-road trailer, the one I built out of that back of that Toyota truck. I had to hide it in my storage warehouse. So
Damn.
You have a storage warehouse?
yeah, for my business, for my collectibles business, it's like an RV storage unit, but I put pallet racks in it. So I've got 5 on each side. They're 8 foot long each, so it's like 40 feet on each side of just pallet racks, 12 feet tall, and that's where I keep all my inventory. And so in the middle, just between the pallet racks, you can fit a car in between, and
Oh, damn.
I put my trailer there.
That works.
I've also got a bunch of parts in there, engines, an extra supercharger, just in case.
It's like you never know, just for a rainy day, right?
Yeah.
So out of all your cars, out of all of them, your favorite?
Oh, the Mark IV, by far. I mean, I love my 3rd gen 4Runner, the one I've had since forever. I wouldn't ever get rid of it, but the Supra's just so much cooler. I don't know. I just love that car. I
Yeah.
drove it for 2 years before I tore it all down, and it was like the best 2 years of driving of my life. I just couldn't wait to get off of work just so I could go blast down the canyon or whatever. The sounds of the turbo, everything.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about mine. Like like you said, we kind of took a look at it earlier to see what was going on, but without any diagnostics or anything, we have no idea. We're running blind.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Cruz, Double or Nothing, I won. He didn't show up.
Who are we talking about?
About Ed Motive.
I told you. I was calculating 5 that he wasn't going to come.
No, I said $5 says Double or Nothing. He doesn't show up.
That's what I said. I agree with you. I knew he was gonna go. I mean, I was surprised he actually answered, but I was like, him coming, it's a little iffy. Watch 2 minutes later. Oh, is that him?
That's him out there.
Screaming.
I hear somebody whistling.
Take a peek out the window.
I
See if
highly
he's
doubt
out
it.
there. Where do I park?
Don't
I ain't
park
getting
there. The
towed.
tow truck
I
might
ain't
come
getting
get you.
towed.
But no, man, like for once, like when I was coming back from the Fast and Furious meet with my Supra, like it was boosting right. It felt great. Like I mean, and then all of a sudden, just fucking
They died.
died. Just fuck.
Yeah.
And then next week we got the SoCal meet. I'm gonna have to ride passenger with a cruise. I'm gonna be like, I think I'm gonna take. I think I'm really gonna take my FRS.
You should.
Like I like driving my FRS.
It's
You know,
acceptable.
fun.
It's rear-wheel drive. It's Toyota-ish. It's close enough.
Toyota-ish, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Mark V. It's Toyota-ish.
I'd say more acceptable, but yeah.
True. But what? Okay, so here's the thing. An FRS is a Subaru motor, Subaru transmission,
It's
right?
it's a Subaru.
It's a Subaru.
It's basically a Subaru
The whole car,
with
yes.
a body.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing as a Mark V. Mark V is the BMW with the Toyota body. So like,
I mean,
Is it a Toyota body?
I wouldn't even call it that. I mean, if you have you ever looked
Every
at
body part has a BMW tag on it.
You know what it is to
really?
me?
I honestly I didn't know that.
You haven't seen the video where they tear down the Supra?
No.
They
I-
tore it
I-
down part for part.
See,
Yeah.
in my job, I can't look at my phone because I drive a truck.
This
Well,
was before you even had that job. They did
Yeah.
that. That was when it first came out. Someone got one and just took it right to their shop and tore it completely.
It's a
down.
BMW in literally every single facet of the imagination. But you know what it really is? It's a new generation clown shoe, like the M coupes. It's a clown shoe with a bangle butt. You know, like the
fuck are you
Chris
talking about?
Chris Bangle, the designer for BMW that era, he was notorious for creating a very similar back end of the cars that was kind of ugly in most people's opinion, but it was nicknamed the Bangle butt. And so what they did is that they just took what a clown shoe M coupe was, put the bangle butt on it with that big sloping like mid like hump thing,
Yeah.
and then called it a Toyota.
Damn, that's crazy.
It's a clown shoe
So-
with a bangle butt.
all right. So, what do you consider with the FRS though? I mean,
It's a Subaru, yeah.
is it all Subaru that you break it down? It's all Subaru too.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Just with the Toyota badge.
Mm-hmm.
Even you look at the motor; it shows Subaru badged right
It's
on
a
the
boxer
motor.
motor.
No, I know. Well, I know that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's,
you look at the motor, but that's the same way with the. I didn't know about the video where they broke down the Mark V,
yeah.
and it's all tagged BMW everywhere.
It's literally made by Magnasteer in Austria. It's not even remotely Japanese.
Should we exclude them from Supers in Vegas?
That's always been my opinion, but of course I'm a little bit biased.
I mean,
At the end of the day,
I mean,
it has
it's
a badge.
it's not up to us. Toyota badged it as a Supra, so it's got a Supra badge. It's a Supra. It's just
It brought a lot of attention
it's not the
to
Supra
us.
everyone really expected
But
it to
we
be.
all know when we go to these events that the people who drive Mark V's kind of self-segregate into their little BMW cliques.
so
That's BMW for you.
with that being said, have you guys seen what the Mark 6 is going to look like? And that it's basically a Prius. It's going to be a hybrid.
I don't know.
Yeah,
As far as I heard, this was the end of the Mark V.
Regardless-
of the Supra.
Yeah.
No, there was a.
I mean,
I saw it on Instagram and stuff that they're advertising that the new one is actually going to be a 4-cylinder hybrid.
I don't know, but I mean, from what I heard, there was the Mark V was gonna be an exclusive to Japan, and it was the limited black.
It was called the final edition.
Yeah, the final
Yeah, but that's
edition.
still a Mark V. That's not a Mark 6.
Right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. It's,
That's what we're
that
saying.
this is the end of the Supra.
Yeah. Technically, the
Legacy.
Mark V was gonna be the end of the Supra. But then again,
I just that that's the one thing. Like I don't mind that they're going to end it because I mean obviously we all have our Supras and we have Supras.
so we're next.
We are Toyota through and through.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because when I open the hood under my car, I see parts made by Denso and Ison and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't see Bosch and what other random German brands. I mean, it's just not. It's not even remotely the same. Sure, the idea is there. It's got a straight six.
Yeah.
It's got a turbo. It's fine, but it's
So
not a Supra.
I don't know if you guys have ever driven the Mark V. Have you?
I kind of refuse to.
So my wife likes the Mark V. And I rented two of them in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I actually drove them. You know, good speed, good power. Like they're quick. Like I'm not gonna lie, they're quick cars. I actually enjoyed driving it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit there and bash on it or nothing.
But you know why?
I would own one.
You know why?
Because I enjoyed the car.
You know why? It's automatic.
Well, that and you haven't owned one, and I have to be honest though, because I worked for a Mercedes dealer for 12 years, and I drove lots of BMWs. People would trade them in all the time, and I'm telling you, just a few years old, those things would be loaded with problems. And same with Mercedes too, honestly. Those German cars are overly complicated, and they build things out of fragile materials, and they do dumb things in order to either make their proprietary systems work or save weight here or whatever, and they don't overbuild them the way a Toyota is overbuilt. So yes, they're good and fun, sure, but that's a new car. Wait 5 or 10 more years. Go to the junkyards now and look. You'll see Mercedes and BMWs that are not even that old.
Yeah,
15 years
true.
old, 10, 15
I'm
years
not.
old.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's completely and utterly true. I was just saying from my perspective because I've driven one.
Yeah.
I did not mind it. It drove really nice. It had good power. It was fast. And then I enjoyed driving. Now, granted, I'm a tall motherfucker, so I hit my head every time I got into that bitch.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like a little bit lower,
But,
a little
I
bit
mean-
lower, and then my belly now because I'm fat again. I'm like 300 fucking pounds. I can't go past this one, so it's like get in and kind of kind of squeeze in and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not gonna sit there and bash it too much because I actually enjoy driving it. I would own one only until the warranty's up.
But you see, this is the thing. Nobody's ever said that they're slow, that they're not quick.
No, they're just not Toyota.
Exactly, that's the
Right.
only thing.
But here's the other flip side about it. When we were doing Supras in Vegas, now I've been there this is going to be my 10th year doing Supras in Vegas.
Nice.
Okay? 10 years straight. When we're doing Supras in Vegas, when it was just Mark 1s, Mark 2s, Mark 3s, Mark 4s, some SCs, some GSs, some ISs and stuff,
2 JZ cars.
two
things like
JZ
that.
cars or whatever. We're talking. I think the first year I went in 2016, there was 111 cars. Okay, not a bad turnout. The very next year in 2017, there was only 90. The year after that, in 2018, it was back up to 100, and it consistently stayed around 100 cars. But when they added the Mark V in 2020, we jumped from 100 cars to almost 250 cars.
Yeah.
So what I say is, even though we bashed the Mark V because it is a BMW or whatever, it rejuvenated our culture and our community.
Yeah, so it does bring attention to the older cars and inevitably brings vendors and more money to the events.
Toyota was the flagship sponsor.
When they released the Mark V, they actually put my Supra as well as 6 others in the release.
Yeah.
And so all of the people that were looking at the car for the first time could go to Toyota Arena and see all the old ones and then go.
So
and see the new ones.
Hugo.
Yeah. Hugo Juice Man.
Yeah, Juice Man.
Yeah.
His was in the original commercial.
Yeah, he
It was
owns
Mark
several
IV.
of them, I think.
He owns Mark
At least
III,
the Mark
IV.
III, Mark IV, yeah.
I kind of think that they may end the Mark V because the Celica is supposed to be coming out, and the MR2 may be coming out. So you keep the Supra out there, it might take away sales from the new Celicas coming out.
Yeah.
So I could see them putting a halt on the Supra and letting the Celica make its release.
I get that. Like I get that too. My argument wasn't about them ending it or anything like that. the thing is that like we all talk shit, about it being a BMW and stuff, but it did. You gotta admit, with it coming out, with the Mark V coming out, it did rejuvenate the culture, the
Well,
community.
I'll tell you this though. I went to that release with my car, right? We went to the actual press, you know, briefing there with the whole Toyota staff and everything, and they showed us all the different specs and numbers for the cars. And they were specifically telling everybody at that event, this car is aimed to take buyers away from Porsche Cayman owners and Jaguar F-Type and all these random European cars. So I get what they were going for. You save money by not manufacturing the car, not coming up with all the parts. You save money by taking random demographics money instead of trying to build a car that probably won't sell as well. Admittedly, because the Mark IV didn't sell all that great. Obviously, the older Supras, the Mark IIIs, they sold tons of those, more than 100,000 of them. But they were going for a different demographic. They were going for a different just buyer altogether. They didn't care about the heritage. They didn't care about the old Supra owners. They were just going for what's going to make us the most money and what's going to be the easiest for us to do. And I think they honestly used the name Supra just because they thought, oh, there's something behind this. We can use the lineage of this name to help with our marketing. But realistically, they could have called the car anything, and it probably would have sold. I mean, I don't know how that would affect the sales numbers, but the car isn't a Supra as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, it's got a super badge, so yes, it is. Haha.
Yeah.
I always said it should have been badged as a Celica.
I mean, it was really not built with the same ideas, though. Like when they built the Mark IV, they didn't have it in mind to sell to all the random BMW owners and random, Porsche owners. They were trying to build what they could with their technology. They could show what they could do.
The Mark IV was supposed to be the competitor to the Corvette at the time. That's what they built. Yeah, that's what they built it for. That was the comparative car that they were trying to put out, and yeah, they did an amazing job on it. But
obviously, it didn't sell very well.
Right.
Obviously, it was way more expensive than a Mark V.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, shit. They're still way more expensive than a Mark V.
But we're talking about the people that designed and built the Lexus LFA just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to say, hey, look, this is what we can do. They didn't have to make this car, or at least call it a Supra. They could have called it anything and probably sold to the same buyers.
True.
But they could have made. They shouldn't have taken the long-standing lineage, the history of this car, and then tainted it by literally not making the next car. They just had. They just went. They might as well have gone and just chosen a parts list and then that said, hey, you build it.
True. I agree with you. I fully agree with you on that aspect. But I do say it is a fun car to drive. I've driven it. It is a fun car to drive. Granted, in 3 years it probably will break down. That's probably why a lot of them are already being resold. But
a lot of them got lemon lawed too.
But the thing that I enjoyed the most about the Mark V coming out was when Miguel gave Javi Supras in Vegas, basically, and said, hey, okay, Javi, I'm gone. I'm selling my Mark III. I bought my Porsche. Okay. And we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. You go ahead and run it from now on. Me and Rosemary, we're gonna go to Texas and do their thing. Numbers kind of dwindled that first year, in like 2019. Like it was low. Like there wasn't a lot of people there.
I'm not disagreeing that.
So being able to run the event, and especially for like Javi to run the event and stuff like that, like it takes a lot more money than what he gets off of registration fees and stuff to do it. So he needs like the title sponsors like Toyota and stuff to do it. So our event is not cheap to put on.
Oh, it's
so when the MK5 came out and it rejuvenated our Supra community, even though it's not.
It's literally
it's
two
not
communities.
It's not a Supra.
It's two communities. You look at that rooftop, and you'll see a bunch of newer BMWs parked with all these other Mark V's off in their own little world with their own vendors, they don't even come and associate with the Mark IV or Mark III guys. At least a
That's
lot of them.
because we're purists and we talk shit about them anyway. But I mean, that's besides the point. We're able to put on the event now. Like Hobby's able to put on the event now. It's a lot more registers to do it. Now we're able to even kind of combine with the GR movement and stuff like that, which I really don't like. I'm going to tell you flat out. I don't like combining with like the GRs or the 86s and the Corollas and stuff like that. I don't like when we combine it or whatever. But it did rejuvenate our Vegas. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, if we're still at 90 cars and no huge sponsors like Toyota or what are some of the other sponsors that are there?
I just think of Mark V, but it's like all I can think of is like
yeah,
NV
well, there's a lot.
specialties.
There's a lot.
You want a forged carbon engine cover so you don't see your spaghetti monster on top of your engine. Yeah, buy a freaking forged carbon engine cover, but that's just not the same.
But I mean, but those sponsors are what be able to put us on. They're what allow us to go to the Excalibur party on the fucking rooftop, regardless if we're partying with the Mark V guys, or the Mark III guys, or the Mark IV guys, whatever, or the Supras. Being able and bringing that Supra back in, not only did it bring more sponsors to our event, it helped rejuvenate our culture and brought
I still
more
think
people
Toyota could have done a better job though, even with the look at the Heritage program. I mean, finally they're coming out with some parts that people actually want. But look at the prices.
Yeah.
Look at an odometer panel for a Mark IV.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. I just want to give credit where credit's due, even though the car is shit and it's a BMW.
If Toyota made it themselves, we would have still gotten that aspect out of the meat. Still would have brought new people, new interest. But I would be able to unbolt my wheel from my Mark IV and bolt it onto my Mark V like I could with a Mark III.
I don't disagree with you there.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to worry about having a whole separate setup of tools for my external Torx bits and all my other random BMW bullshit.
You mean your spark plugs too?
You know, like I shouldn't have to deal with that.
No, you shouldn't.
You know, and I'm not buying Denso parts. I'm not buying ASIN parts to fix it. I can't find things cheap. I can't work on the car cheap. I need BMW iDrive system and what is the BMW like mechanic system you need just to freaking work on the damn thing. It's just not.
No, it's not a Toyota.
Fine, but you know what? They might as well just brought any car along.
I'm not even disagreeing with you there. I'm not disagreeing with you there. I truly believe the same way.
Is this the one benefit that we get?
Tell me it didn't help though.
With one thing.
But it allows us. I'm going on 10 years. How many years have you been going to Supers in Vegas?
This is only going to be my 5th time going. So
Momo,
I've only been 4.
So I'm about 9 years from 2016. I think was my first year.
2016 was my first year. It'll be our 10 years this year.
This year will be our 9th year.
10. Count the shirts.
From 16 to...
There's 9 shirts up there. From 16 now, it'll be...
It's going to be the 9th.
It's going to be 9.
1, 2,
16
3,
to 25.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 shirts up there.
Then you're
But
lying.
who gave you the first one?
That's 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You're not counting that you were there in 16. Dude, the proof's right there in the shirts.
Okay.
Count them. See, no, what you guys are doing is this is how you're counting. I started in 2016. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So yeah, it would be 9. No, you're forgetting to count actually 2016.
No, because I went in 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and how the fuck does that happen? I don't get it.
Oh my gosh.
But it doesn't make sense.
It does not.
I would think from 15 to 25 is a 10-year span, right?
But you're not counting it. I mean, in the all in proof in the pudding, dude. It's,
Yeah, like my first year was 2021, but now this is my 5th year in 25.
How does that work? I don't even deserve to go.
Math.
Math.
no,
tough.
okay. So the reason why is you're like, oh, my first year was 2016, and so you think like, okay, well, 2016, then you're like 17, 18, and you forget to add 2016. So you most of the time you're like, okay,
Yeah. He's right.
you know, my next year is 17, 18, 19, 20, and if you do it that way, then yeah, it would be 9, but you're forgetting to count your initial year.
I had too many shots, for the record.
Speaking of
You
such,
had none.
Oh yeah, never mind. I have no excuse.
Somebody pour the Jameson in here.
Yeah,
Give
it's
this
in
guy a
front of
shot.
you, Jim. It's in front of you.
All right. Well, anyway, it's not like I don't
You realize I'm not going to
appreciate.
sleep on this now.
It's not like I don't
Yeah.
appreciate what having a new
What
Supra has
happened?
done for the community. But I'm still
Yeah.
bitter about what it is, just because
Dude, you're
I
not
would have
the only
loved to
one.
have bought one.
I was looking for the 3JZ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I didn't want to buy that.
And this is
Um,
I don't understand.
So yeah, I mean,
That and I think it's ugly. I just hate the front end on it. It looks like
do you
I'm
a.
not
really?
full
I
year.
actually,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I kind of like.
I hate the nose on it. I just hate it.
All right. So, anywho, I think the Celica is gonna be the best one. I like it more than the.
Are you tired
Mark
of me
V.
and Jim arguing back and forth?
Yeah. Me and Mo have.
Yeah.
So
All
what's
right.
up, Mo? What
No,
do you
no,
think
just-
about the Celica? I
I'm
think that
chilling.
Celica is gonna be
The
the better
Celica's
car,
going to be
right?
nice, but it's going to come out as a hybrid. So I don't know
Hey.
if I like that or not.
We won those the first 5 seconds to win the race. That's all we need.
True. So
Be
we're
like,
set.
ready, set, go.
Torque off the
Bam.
line.
You think it's gonna be faster than the Tesla?
No.
No.
Nah.
Because we can't see.
That Tesla's fast.
For the
I
first 5 seconds though.
Yeah, I did a ride and drive for a Toyota at Pomona,
Okay.
and they brought out a Prius. They brought out a lot of our hybrids.
Hey, but did you notice how the Prius is actually better looking?
Oh, the
than-
Prius is rad. If my girlfriend allowed me, I would
Gay.
get one.
But have you seen it?
Gay or not, dude.
But have you seen
Okay,
it?
so I'm a truck driver. I hate fucking electric
No,
cars.
no.
If
But-
it's an electric car
no,
or a
I
hybrid, I hate
no.
them
I
people.
get you. But have you seen how the body looks?
You
Yeah,
s-
I've seen it. I
You
want to run it over.
slam a Prius, put
Oh
some
my God.
wheels, put a kid on it. Ah,
You guys
thing looks
sound like
sick.
my mentor when I first started. He talked about that. He was going to go get a Prius and lower it and
Oh,
stuff. And I
dude.
was like, you are not coming around me.
it looks
But it's because
insane.
you're not seeing it.
It won't come around because it'll pull off the line. You won't know where it went.
Yeah, it'll be under my trailer.
Nah. You're just hating because you haven't seen it.
I've seen it. I don't like it.
Why do you like it? It's a good design. It has a nice body.
Do you want me to be frank with you?
Yeah.
Because I
Be
have
Josh.
balls.
Just be Josh.
Because I have balls. I'm a man. And I like gas-powered cars that don't cut me off every day.
That's you know anything about driving a work truck. You get covered up.
For me and Momo.
So what happened?
Um, I will tell you right now, I put it on my podcast a while back about Tesla drivers and Prius drivers and stuff. For some reason, they actually want to test my brakes on my truck. Like, does he really need 3 football fields to stop? Shit, he's in my back seat.
You see that? You
I
see
guess
that?
he does, you know?
But that's probably the new drivers.
Oh, dude.
'Cause-
I'll tell you this. I'll take a Prius over a Tesla.
Look.
Tesla drivers, dude, I'd like to just slap the dog shit out of them dudes.
They're either driving way too slow or abnormally fast.
Yeah.
Diet Coke assistant.
Muchos gracias. Thank you, Coke Girl.
Coke girl.
Well, she's not beer girl for me because I don't drink beer. So the Coke. Diet Coke Girl.
Diet Coke.
You going for round 2 already?
Cheers.
Well, I only take a small one
Yeah.
because
That's why I got the bottle right here.
Just like, I thought you were a man.
no, I just like
I'm playing, Josh.
sometimes like I get a gag reflex with it. With
Oh
shooting
yeah.
it.
I
Yeah.
did that earlier. I like
Because
almost,
I'm not like you guys. I don't suck dick, so like I don't, you know,
Ugh.
shit goes down my throat and gags. And
bullshit, son. You could suck a golf ball through a garden hole.
Mo's looking at me like you asshole.
So I'm looking at you going, you're lying because last weekend?
Oh no! See you.
Don't tell anybody.
Hey, did you guys get tickets for the Mark V and right-hand drive after party?
No,
No.
I got it sent to me from Mo. Mo was like, "Are you going?" I was
I'm
like,
inviting
"No."
everybody.
Get ready.
Yeah, no.
Get ready to get
Thanks
ready.
to Nick Inca. He's
The
he's
sponsor.
the man starting it all.
Well,
Well,
I can't go.
So what's the big deal about right-hand drives? Like, I mean, if it's Mark IV and right-hand drive, why you guys think?
You want to hear the real story?
You want to hear the story?
Yes,
You wanna hear the
please,
story?
Because I'm ignorant.
Do you
to it.
want to hear the story?
Do you really want to hear it?
Yes.
But that makes you a Mark right-hand driver.
No, the real story is
It all started.
it all started when Nick thought it would be hilarious to make fun of right-hand drive. See, Nick, when he first bought a Supra, he was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. So
Which Nick?
Nick Inca,
tall
V160S.
Nick.
Okay.
He went and bought his first Supra in Japan while he was stationed there. It was a right-hand drive. He came back to the States, bought another Supra. It was a left-hand drive, but then eventually there was some accident had happened. That car got taken out of commission. He bought another right-hand drive. So now he's got, as far as I'm aware, he's got three. Two of them are left-hand drive, one's right-hand drive. And he brought his right-hand drive to Supras in Vegas a few years ago. So it's not like it's a secret. He has one, but he thought, let me just make some jokes about how right-hand drive cars aren't worth as much because, you know, like I'd rather have an SC300 left-hand drive and see if I could trigger Facebook groups. And he triggered the shit out of them, especially some of these really sensitive types that like they couldn't tell it was a joke.
Democrats.
No, dude. I'm a Democrat and I didn't get all
Congress.
bent out of shape because of it. And I'll tell you this, there was this one particular guy, and I don't want to name him specifically because I think he's a total douche.
And he's in this room.
No, he's not.
Oh, sorry.
He's a total douche. I don't think he deserves even, recognition. But he fucking lost his shit, and he was so mad that they actually ended up having like a whole movement against Nick specifically, who used a fake name and stuff. He was on there posting as Armando Henriquez just to fuck with people, and he had this fake picture of some random dude and everything. Everybody thought it was him, so they all thought, "Oh, you left-hand drive elitist," and they didn't know he had a right-hand drive. He was the guy fucking with him, and he had a right-hand drive. So this one kid got so upset about it, they actually created a whole separate group to keep him out, like a safe space for right-hand drive owners. And it just became such a funny meme to him. He started asking his sister, "Hey, do you think you could make, like a right-hand drive matters?" And it looks like a pride flag.
Yeah.
behind it. But
Retraction.
but it's actually the flag of Peru. I think it's like it's so people are all mad about this, and it's just the Peruvian flag with a Supra, and people got so mad, and he just loves to trigger them. I think is what it is.
I definitely could. I can agree with that. That would have been fun. Now that I know the story, okay, because I was like,
No one actually cares.
Like, what is this all about? Like,
The best part is there is going to be an after party. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be off into the corner of the parking lot.
Where all the mic fires.
There's going to be fucking lights and
you guys should
flashing.
get hold of Nick and like, what is his Instagram tag?
Well, he has a few, but
There's a few.
V160S is the more.
Okay, so yeah, I have him. We should get hold of him. We should tag him in the podcast so where he could hear it. We should have him go and make the flag, whereas the right
I
hand
think
drive.
he's working on stickers at least.
Yeah, something. Like,
He's got something going. Okay.
The right-hand drive matters thing was like his pride.
Dude, I swear to God, I'll help him. I'll pass him out in every right hand drive or like Mark V or whatever. I'll put the fucking sticker on it. I will. I'm kind of an asshole, so like I don't give a shit. If I love practical jokes. It's fun, dude. Like, I mean, as long as they're not pulled on me, I'm totally fine with it.
Well, I think if you were to own a right-hand drive, you might be, one of the people that get offended by his.
I would not actually get offended by it. No, because in all honesty, now that I know the story, and it's a funny story.
It's
just
funny.
just fun.
And it's all in fun and
and what
games.
do you mean I would get offended? What, you got a problem?
Yeah, well, you just said you might get a little bit, insecure about it. I mean,
Yeah. Don't
I would
worry.
not be insecure about it.
Hey.
I actually thought about doing a right-hand drive, getting a right-hand drive, because you they're cheaper. Like I see them for sale all the time from like what is it like Victoria, Australia or whatever.
So he just
and they're
made
like
the
$35,000.
That's the whole point, right? Living right hand are cheaper.
Yeah, they're fucking dude.
That's the whole joke.
That's
yeah.
the whole-
Yeah, like I'm not gonna
Oh, the
lie, it's
poor
fucking
man's
cheaper,
Supra.
and I really want a fucking Mark IV. So I mean, but once you actually put in for the like to bring it over, and especially being here in California and stuff like that,
Well,
it actually runs about the same as a left-hand drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
no one really cares. It's just a joke.
Well, I know,
And it's just funny because so many people got so triggered over it. And the most hilarious part about it was that the guy that was doing it owned a right-hand drive.
that's fucking hilarious. Dude.
And
I'm glad I know the story now because I didn't know the story, and everybody like I seen posting it, and I'm like, and I think Cruz tagged me in it or like sent it to me or something, and I was like, what the fuck is this about? Like I didn't know. I was literally like, okay, I guess there's an after party. I'm not
didn't notice
going.
all
I don't
the-
like the flag, but I mean it's cool.
you notice all the men dancing together?
Yeah, and I was
Without the
like,
shirts on?
well, the first time I seen it, I was in my truck.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't have the sound on or whatever, so I didn't hear it. I just kind of seen it. I was like, oh, there's gonna be an after party. I didn't think nothing of it. And then I was like, what's up with the after party or something? Because I didn't really pay attention. And then Cruz is like, did you watch the whole thing? I was like, no, I was fucking working. Like,
Ready.
he's like, you need to watch the whole thing, and I was like, oh fuck me.
What is that?
A DeLorean with a Ferrari engine.
Ferrari.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Whiskey assistant.
So what's up, Mo? How's your build going?
My build is
Yeah,
going.
you know what? We were supposed to get onto that.
My build is going very slow.
Well, but hold on. Your car works.
Yeah, it's
For
going
right
slow,
now.
but yeah, I'm not in a huge rush just because my car is running, so that way it gives me time to pick out what my build is going to be like. I can get all the stuff I need to get, save up money to do it, and still enjoy my car while I'm in the process.
Get all the parts and get it all ready first.
Yeah.
In all honesty, because I mean I was gonna say I'm piecemealing mine. I don't know if you guys know what a piecemeal is. I'm a little older. Well, Mo's older than me.
But I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Piecemeal is when basically
It's a hillbilly.
you buy the parts as you go. You're building it as you go.
Oh, yeah.
You guys don't know what piecemeal is? Do you guys speak English? Well, I don't know about you.
Yo no sé lo que estás hablando. ¿Qué
Jeez.
estás hablando?
¿Qué?
¿Qué?
¿Qué estás haciendo, señor?
Voy a trabajar mañana en el Home Depot. ¿Y tú?
¿Sí?
Sí.
Okay.
I
No,
don't know.
You just said you were at Home Depot yesterday in Paramount.
Sí. ¿Quieres tomar?
Paramount.
Isn't that where that happened last night? That raid? the
Somos
ICE raid?
inmigrantes.
Was it?
I think it was
Sí.
in like
Sí.
somewhere up in LA, Paramount or something.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's like a
Whatever.
protest going on right
Everywhere.
now. Go out there and
Right.
crack some skulls. I'm not gonna lie. When they were like rioting a few years ago for that Black Lives Matter, I was tempted to go there and try and steal some shit, but I didn't. Cause you hear all the stories about the
That's
'92
good.
riots. It's
You're
not
a good American.
I don't want to start any like beatings or anything. I don't want to be the next.
I don't need gunfire coming from the roof of some place, shooting down at
So
us.
I know the police did Rodney King, but there was also the civilians that tore the truck driver out of his truck and beat him. I forgot
What was his
what-
name?
Reginald
Reginald
Denny.
Dennings.
Reginald Denny, yeah. Like I didn't want to participate in any of that, but I thought like maybe I could get some,
Go get some
headphones or
Nike
something.
Airs or something.
Yeah.
T-
In '92, I was 12, so I mean,
You were out there busting skulls at 12.
yeah.
Don't be lying.
Damn, I just graduated the year before that. Holy crap! And actually, I drove by LA. I was on my way to Yosemite, I think.
I think I was in like 7th grade in '92.
Damn, so you were like 19.
Yeah, I was 18, 19.
Damn.
Yeah,
Most
I was.
52.
Dude, I was
51?
51.
I was
I'll be
already
52
being
this
born.
year. But I was driving on the 405
The sad part
Past
is
LA?
I'm 45 and I look older than his ass.
just because I use lots of lotion.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
But yeah, I looked out to LA, fires everywhere. There were smoke clouds just billowing all over the place. And I didn't know what it was until I got back from Yosemite area, just because we were
You're like,
already going up there.
Well, see,
And-
I was born, around that time, so like I couldn't have participated. But then you hear all these great stories about, just the riots, and then you hear.
There were no great stories
I
about
mean,
it.
What's
wrong with you?
There's a good,
Fucking uprising.
good old,
You know the
Sublime
bad part
song.
about what the bad part about the '92 riots are? It wasn't like they went to like Beverly Hills and raided Beverly Hills or anything. No, they raided the ghetto, their own goddamn community. They fucked up people that they basically seen on a daily basis.
That may have been worse off than them,
right.
There's video of it too, and a lot of people, went to pretty extreme measures to protect their businesses.
Oh, yeah. Actually,
that's what I was saying. The Asians on the roof.
In all honesty, like when I was in junior high, with the Rodney King thing, they actually had us do a mock trial, and I actually had to defend the cops.
Oh.
And I was like, that sucks, because I'm the white boy. Why do I gotta have to defend?
Because you're the white boy.
Because like I saw the video and I was like,
you gotta die for your country.
No defending that.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Quick fact: I live here in Rialto. I don't care if people know where I live. I don't give a fuck. I have a shotgun.
12 gauge.
Rodney King actually died, like right up the street. His house is right up the street here. When he passed away, he lived here in Rialto.
Did he drown in the pool? I think he
I
drowned
don't know.
in the pool.
I don't know. I think he did drown in the pool or something like that. But yeah, his house is literally like right up the street here on Eucalyptus.
Oh shit.
So I think it was Eucalyptus or it's Acacia, but it's right up here, like past
Acacia Avenue.
Yeah.
Is that?
Don't get him started.
I was looking for 22 earlier. You guys don't listen to Iron Maiden?
No.
Yes.
22 Acacia Avenue.
I haven't listened to Iron Maiden in a while.
I think it's like No Prayer for the Dying or something.
But what about it?
It's Acacia's right here. Acacia Avenue. 22's got to be around there somewhere.
But what's
That's
the
place where we
storyline?
all go.
That's all they say is that's where we go to.
Well, that's like where you go to get your lady fixation.
Oh, okay.
I see what's going on here.
So we're gonna go.
It's a hooker
will
central.
find
Okay,
it's
wait.
warm
So
inside.
here's the thing. You listen to Iron Maiden, right?
Sure.
See.
Who's your favorite singer from Iron Maiden?
Well, I mean Bruce Dickinson.
Okay, good. I was gonna have to kick you out if you didn't.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you can't go anywhere until I get kicked out. So
Right.
that sucks.
Well, I would tell you where the door is, but it might be the wrong directions.
Yep.
That's on you, buddy.
But anyway,
so what's going on, Momo? What's up with the bill? How many parts you got left?
I've got good parts. I still need. Well, honestly, I don't know all that I need left because I've never done a build like this. I've never had a turbo motor. My car's NA auto, and I haven't had to. Really, all I've had to touch since I've gotten the car since 2013 is a distributor. So I mean, that
what about
motor
starter?
that motor just goes. I haven't changed the starter on it.
Damn.
We changed the
Nope.
master
He's
airflow
like, no,
sensor
every
and then
time
put
it
the old one
messes
back
up,
in.
Well,
I
put a lot of stuff on the car that
Yeah.
not even sure needed to be changed because we couldn't figure out the gremlin because everything stock went back on it and the car
Still
is working. So I don't know what the deal was, but yeah, that motor has just been a gem. So it's still going. I don't need to change it just yet, but I do need stuff still. I still need to get a turbo. Still need to get injectors. I still need to get fuel pumps.
So
And-
my question is, real quick, sorry to cut you off. What horsepower are you looking for?
I want to be at about 6.
You want to be about 6?
Yeah, I don't need to go any more than that. Just
So are you gonna get like adjustable cam gears and stuff like that for the motor?
I have
and
adjustable
some
cam
cams.
gears. Yeah, I have adjustable cam gears already. I think I am going to get cams, some BC cams, just like a mild, nothing like super loud and lopey, because I don't need that. I probably don't even need cams. As far as I know, but
Well, you have
It'd
an
be nice to
AVTI
have.
GDM motor, so you're gonna have the smaller cams. You're gonna want to change your cams.
you think so?
Even the USDM cams would be an upgrade. But well, I don't think you can do that because you have a VVTI
Yeah.
motor.
But yeah, so probably cams would be in the future as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
You're gonna have to do your valves and seals at least. Might as well
yeah,
change
no,
the
that's
cams.
definitely going to be done.
I
That's-
mean, I don't think he's gonna put the
easy.
motor just like that. He's probably...
Yeah, no, I'm gonna change outer seals. I'm not taking the head off, so I'm gonna change the seals from above. which means the cams are going to come out. So
So
why
you
not put
bought
cams in it?
You bought the motor used,
Yeah, it's a JDM motor. So I got it from.
and you don't want to pull the head just to change the head gasket just in case.
Nope.
Why?
Because there's no reason to really lift the head.
It's not a
the
7M.
compression's good.
Hey,
Compression's
the
good
factory
on
head
it.
gaskets are pretty damn good
Yeah.
on these cars.
And there's
I'm
not a
just
lot of
asking,
miles.
you don't know, like you've never ran the motor.
Yeah, but you were talking like
I ran compression on it. We hooked a vehicle up to it, started the motor, and ran compression. Well, didn't start it, but we were
Well, I mean,
starting it for
still, but
compression.
I don't know. I probably would have always. To me, like with my 7M, like yeah, I fucked up about the oil pump. Like I didn't know about it, but I mean, yeah, I had good compression on the motor. I didn't have to tear it all the way down, but I did because I wanted to make sure when I put it back in, everything was brand new.
Oh,
Right.
7M,
Which I did.
though.
I did buy a stock 7M oil pump. I just didn't know that when you went bigger turbo that you had to shim it, in my defense. So I did buy all brand new parts for
Right.
it.
But with a 7M, that's because those things are especially notorious for head gasket failures. So everybody does the decking the block and the resurfacing the head and going metal. But on a 2J, especially his that has been taken apart, he's not even going to touch the bottom end. He would have to
Cast
strip this whole damn
iron.
thing to a block, and then spend all the money for machine work just to run a metal head gasket. I mean, at that point, just
Yeah, but I mean, to resurface the head gasket is what, like a couple $100?
well, taking the whole engine apart.
Yeah. Just, I mean, if it comes down to having to do it, I could do that later. Just run it as it is. If it goes out, it goes out. Something, I mean, I'm doing a build on it. Something's going to break before that anyway.
That's why I'm like, if I'm going to do a complete build and I'm going to put thousands and thousands of dollars on it, I wouldn't leave it to chance with an older head gasket.
But I'm not doing a complete build.
But you're wanting to go up in horsepower.
Right.
Yeah, but 2Js handle that no problem.
It'll handle that.
And
Yeah,
turns are good.
there's not a lot I need to do to that motor to hit 600.
I mean,
It's
even when you
it's
just
very.
even when you just look at the surface of the bottom of the head, I mean, there's so much more material. The head gaskets are just so much more robust.
In other words,
I think it'll be all right. But
Even my GTE, the original motor from my Supra, it's only got 65,000 original miles, but it's the original head gasket. And I did my cam swap, valve seals, and all that. Didn't take the head off.
yeah, I mean, that's what I need. I mean, there's still stuff that I'm gonna end up figuring out what I need at that point.
yeah.
So cams, plus I'm probably gonna like powder coat stuff here and there. And
Oh man, it's just nickel
easy
and dime
stuff,
you. It gets
yeah.
you every little thing. And then you need a fuel pressure regulator, then you need a fuel
Right.
system, then you need a
Oh my
fuel
god,
rail,
it's
then
just
you need
one fucking
injectors,
part
then
after another.
And then I'm still got to do the pedal swap. I have to do the
Wiring.
clutch.
I'm gonna be completely
clutch
honest with you. Like, I
cylinders.
really kind of want to find out what's going on with mine, and if it's something like major, like if I'm gonna have to pull the motor, I honestly think I'll probably do the same thing you do. Is I'll pull the motor, and little by little, like grab some cams, get the horsepower up, change the turbo to like maybe a better turbo than the comp that I'm running right now. Better, maybe a better manifold that doesn't take up so much room.
Yeah,
But you know what? What you have is probably good. It just needs to be
and
done right. It needs to be.
Yeah.
It needs to be. Everything needs to be stripped off of it. Not like. I mean, you don't have to take like
To be honest with you, I think,
manifolds and
like,
stuff like that. But
No,
I think it's your wiring, like your
The
whole
wiring
wiring,
I think
system.
my whole wiring needs to be redone.
That's
That's a for sure.
I need to change to probably like what you said, the EFI,
like a
Pro
Pro
EFI.
EFI.
Pro EFI. And then not only that, like change manifolds, because like we were finding today, like there's what, a couple of fucking vacuum leaks that we found again, and I swear to God, me and Cruz and Ed went through and capped off as many as we could find.
Well, hey man, I'm gonna tell you, just be honest with you, those caps were not sufficient. Because you're under boost, dude. You're gonna be popping those little caps off. Those things aren't.
Well,
meant-
I mean, that's why I said I think the next time I just need to change complete
Yeah.
I mean,
They're completely
I
different
don't
manifold.
think you do. I think you just need to come up with better plugs for those specific vacuum leaks, and then put your
What would
money
be a
where
better
it
plug?
counts.
That's what those caps were meant for.
But those caps didn't even have clamps on them.
It's because those things are tight as fuck.
Dude, that's not enough to
Yeah, I've never
block
seen a
seal.
little. What
You're
am I gonna do
talking
with it?
about blowing charge pipes off, and you think those little slip-on nipples are gonna freaking hold?
Hey,
they've
been
been
holding.
drooping, yeah, they've been holding.
They've been holding.
No, they haven't because you're missing a bunch.
Oh no.
No.
Those are new ones.
Those are new ones.
Yeah.
I didn't know about those ones.
We
There
didn't
you
even
go.
see them.
Like I said,
You need
there's. I've been going through that motor little by little, trying to find everything that was missed. I'm not
I
100%.
found 3 ginormous vacuum.
Okay, so the first one I had capped off with a fucking filter, and the motherfucker melted off.
Okay.
So, and you can see it because there's a hose clamp on that bitch.
But the hose leading to it had a giant split in it.
No,
What's
that's
split?
On the
The one at the
manifold
back.
side.
Back side of the manifold, the turbo manifold side.
Oh.
Before it runs underneath, or it goes from the intake manifold underneath the little like spark plug valley cover, and then out to
Yeah.
the side where you have your little breather. That hose was cracked.
To be honest with you, I think that wasn't because the motor mounts are bad.
Yeah, probably.
I don't see
It
where
was
that's
probably
in the
hitting
motor
the
mounts.
fucking
It's not
firewall.
like mounted to the body or anything. It's all
But
mounted to the
again,
motor.
I don't. That's the idle air control right there. I don't believe I'm even using the idle air control, so I don't really even need
It's
to worry
still a
about
giant vacuum.
it. No, there's not. The little valve inside's closed.
No, it's not. I stuck my finger on it.
Okay, well then fine. I'm still trying to do my best with it, and it was close.
But those little nipples are not the answer.
Them little nipples were holding just fine.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were.
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. They're still there.
No.
I love nipples.
You got that. You got that one right at the throttle body too. That's
Dude,
open.
that one at the throttle body, we missed.
Yeah,
I
we
didn't put a
did.
nipple on it.
You
That
gotta
or maybe
nipple
there was
that
a
bad
hose that's
boy.
missing.
Dude, in all honesty,
Yeah, we gotta redo it.
in all honesty, I've been tracking down problems since I went to that dude anyway. I'm just surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's still doing as good as it was.
The harness having like
That's a
bare
one
wires that have 12 volts going to them that can ground out on random things.
Again, how many times have I said I need to get my wiring harness redone?
I'm just saying that whatever that guy
but
was
I'm
doing.
poor as fuck.
But you do need to get electrical tape because that harness that we just spliced back together with the new
Look, that
terminal?
car ain't moving or nothing. I'm probably gonna pull the wiring harness and redo the whole entire wiring harness
It needs it.
with anything. I just gotta find a place where I can actually pull the motor out and undo everything.
What do you need to pull the motor out for though?
Because we gotta find all the
Because I
vacuum
gotta find out where everything goes. You gotta understand. John did the wiring harness. I didn't touch. I don't know anything about electrical.
I mean, I did my entire wiring harness on my 7M car without taking the motor out.
Yeah, but that's
That's
OEM.
a 7M and OEM. It's easy. Like again, I gotta.
But
I'm
is
gonna
it?
end
But
up
you
out.
said your wire harness was OEM.
My wiring harness
there's
is
just a
OEM.
patch harness,
And
right?
then just a patch harness. But again, like they had cut a bunch of shit, like you guys said. So I don't know anything about when it comes to electrical.
So we don't know
Like,
where.
Honestly, it doesn't look like they cut anything. They just
And
didn't
then
plug stuff
not
in.
only
No,
that,
they
like
straight
I
up
need to
cut,
find
like-
out.
Did they?
Yeah, remember one of those wires was grounding on the
Oh yeah,
like
on
where
the water neck.
Water neck, exactly.
Yeah, so like all that shit's gotta like. I would rather pull the motor, check it out. I mean, there's some stuff that I want to do to the motor anyway, and it would just be easier with it out of the car.
But I just think that that's a good running motor.
No, it is a good running motor, but it doesn't have enough horsepower yet.
It just needs
Anti-lag.
an appropriate wiring harness.
Right.
You know, and it can be done. You could just pull the whole harness out, lay it all out, cut all the freaking loom apart, and reloom it. And
Yeah, we did that with the 7M. That shit took forever.
it takes forever, and it hurts your hands and everything. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
I did mine right before Super
Well,
Vegas out there.
that's my biggest problem. Is okay, I'm out on workers' comp right now, but I'm gonna be going back to work here pretty soon. And when I go back to work, I ain't got the time to do it.
You better get cracking then, bud.
All right. You gonna come over and help me?
I mean, I guess I
Because
could.
I don't know shit about it.
Well, we
Like,
could figure it out. You need to buy the little.
You could figure it out.
You need to buy the 1986 and a half, or what year is that?
86
harness
and a half.
Well, that harness.
Oh, that harness? Fuck if I know. I'd have to
It
call
might be
Aaron. It's a
JX.
it's a non BBTI
100.
1J.
Is it out of a Supra or is it out of
Sawyer.
something else? So we'll just have to find, a wiring diagram for that particular year car.
Or
Wait, what harness are we talking about? Are we talking about the patch or are we
engine
talking about the engine?
harness.
So the engine harness is a JZ harness, not your 7M harness, correct?
True.
Okay,
Correct.
so
But it's got to be out of some random JDM car.
It was
Well,
from what I
basically from
understand,
the
it was
Type
out of
R.
a Sawyer, but I just don't know the year of the
A
Sawyer.
Sawyer?
A Sonar.
A Soarer?
Sawyer, whatever.
You see,
Sawyer.
everybody has a different name for it. Okay, Sonar.
It came from fucking goddamn Japan, and I got it from Jerk Motion. That's all I know.
It's a 1J, and that's it. That's all you gotta know.
Can you get a wiring diagram book like you got from my '89 Supra, but for like a Sawyer, like a JDM car?
no, because
Dude, you could go
all my
online
books
and
are for
actually look it up,
American
and it has the wiring
dealerships.
diagram.
There's no 1JZs in America.
No, you have to go online. You got to get it from like Japan, and most everything's in Japanese. Trust me, I've looked it up already. We just kind
But
of
oh, sorry about that. But the 1J and the 2J are similar, aren't they?
a lot of parts, a lot of stuff
Oh.
is kind of intertwined, interreplaceable, but not much.
Mm.
Some, but not much.
Yeah.
But again, like it's just my problem is having the time to do it. It's like I'm gonna go back to work, and when I go back to work, I work 6 days a week, bro, like 14-hour days. And it's just insane. So if you're more than willing to come over and help me pull everything, like I'll sit right here and hurt my hands and shit and do it right here in my front room. I'll buy it. I have a soldering iron and a bunch of solder somewhere. I have no idea where I put it, but I have it.
The hardest part is going to be knowing where all the wires are supposed to go because you have no wiring diagram.
Well, the thing about it is all you have to do is when you like, the worst part of the harness is where the plugs are. So as long as you know take a picture, before you take it apart, and then a wiring diagram for the ones that are already broken off.
That's what I'm talking about. Is that wiring diagram is going to come in handy when you need it.
look, a 1JZ wire harness for 22 says $22 in El Monte.
What is it? IS Park though.
1JZ, what?
That's an IS. I know that harness. That's an IS. Lie. What is this?
Well, it says I have a stock 1JZ auto harness and a stock downpipe taking offers or trade for other 1J or IS 300 parts.
Yeah, he's not going to sell for $22.
Yeah.
And it's fine if it's an auto harness. That's easy. You can work with that. But like,
well, I mean, whatever his price is,
the
it's
one
a
he has
harness.
can be used. It's just got to be gone through extensively.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is that he's using an AEM. So who knows what things actually are being used? We have to go through and see what's connected and stuff because there was all sorts of stuff that was disconnected, knock sensors, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, that was the crazy part. But I managed to clip it.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, my build, I still got a ways to go. I got stuff I need to find, and I'm still learning. I don't know anything about turbos, so I'm learning how to do 2JZ harnesses, or not harnesses, but what builds need to go into it, what turbos, what blah blah blah.
I'm not gonna lie. You got more work to do than I do, but I honestly can't wait till we all are where we want to be.
Well, at least I have a car that works. The Mark III.
Thanks for rubbing it in.
Dick. Sorry. And you got a car that works, and we can make your car work.
We will, and you know what? In all honesty, we've sat here and kind of like bantered back and forth, and I've appreciated it. I'm gonna archive this episode. I love this episode so far. Especially the Mark V argument. Like, not only was it a good banter back and forth and to our community, but there was a lot of information in there. Like with how it is mainly a BMW and how we had our own opinions. Yeah. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate everything you guys have done.
Thank you.
Not only coming out here today and spending the day with me, looking at my car to see what was up.
That's all simple shit.
Doing the podcast with me not once but twice.
Shows all the pins and connectors.
Yeah.
You guys are truly two of the best friends I could have ever asked for.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
There's only three of
Three
us.
of us.
I
Yeah.
was
Not
getting
you,
there.
Cruz.
Damn.
Hold
Sorry,
on.
Jam, you're not included.
Excuse me, Cruz. You're my co-host, man. These
Yeah.
are our guests. So I'm speaking to our guests. You're my co-host. You're here every single goddamn day, and we get Hot Wheels together and stuff. This is like my little brother.
Yeah. So.
You
Mi
know,
hermano.
But you know what? I'm truly blessed to have all three of you in my life. And in all honesty, the community is what helps me get through the day sometimes, you know. And so, cheers to you guys. I love you guys.
Cheers.
For those that can't be with us right now on the podcast, cheers to you guys. You're going to see me after I take this shot. Get up and go stop the video because my whiskey assistant is
Unavailable at the moment.
unavailable at the moment.
No hard feelings.
Oh, she back.
Oh, she's back. She's back.
Yep. And this is the last time we saw Josh.
So next podcast,
Adios,
Cruz
amigos.
and someone else. He'll be taking over from now on. Josh got killed.
Whoa.
Like,
No, but
The 1J podcast.
The 1J boom got a little big boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for coming out.
Yes, sir.
It's been informative. It's been fun. Thank you guys for dealing with this twice since I messed up on the sound on the first one.
No problem.
I mean, if it happens again, that's it.
You're gonna fire me?
You're just gonna have to voice over it and be like,
Yeah,
so
well,
this what happened?
This is what happened.
Karate chop.
Me and Jim argued for like 30 minutes on why the Mark V is good and why it's bad. No, but
None of us have Mark V's, and why are we arguing about it?
we're all pure.
We're just pissed off.
Me and Mo,
We're pissed off about a car that no one
It's
has.
funny. Cruz and Mo were like, when
Uh-huh.
are they gonna get to us? When are we gonna get to talk?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
It
we
was
took
great.
that all first part over, didn't we?
It's all good.
It's all right.
Again.
Next time, we'll talk about my truck. We'll talk about my Scion. We'll talk about my Cam. It's all in the future.
And the death.
oh, you guys are gonna come back. I really want you guys to come back. I enjoyed today. It
Or-
was fun.
We'll see you in Vegas, and we'll do it live from Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Viva Las Vegas.
I'm up to enough subscribers. I had to get to 50. I'm at 63. So
Oh,
like and
shit.
subscribe.
Oh,
Nice. So now you can go
So
live.
now we can
Fancy.
I can go live. So in Vegas I will be live. So if you
Perfect.
guys like, subscribe, check it out. Mo, you guys repost, whatever you guys need
Don't
to
tell
do.
me my business, goddammit.
Mo, repost.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
you better do it.
All right. Good night, guys. It was fun.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, and
See you next time.
yeah.
Have a
See ya.
wonderful night.